Okay, we're starting a podcast because every set of best friends that says we should start a podcast never does, and so we are. So this is our podcast.
We're different.
Welcome. I'm Ellen.
Hi. I'm Aja.
And we met in college, and we'll tell you all about that on this podcast. But right now, I'm just trying to catch her up on some stuff in my life. So you're going to listen.
So we decided to press record.
We're just pressing record because not doing it is not doing it. So just do it.
That's right.
Press record and just do the podcast. Because every group of friends says they should have a podcast, but they never do it. So we're doing it.
Right.
Okay.
Amen.
Amen.
And that's the end of her rant.
Preach. I'm going to close the podcast now. We're done. Just 5 seconds of wisdom.
We did it, but we did it.
We did it. Just, I'm just out here stealing from Nike. We did it. We just did it.
We just did it.
Nike can sponsor us. I would love that.
Checks over stripes. Okay, I love Nike.
Exactly. Basically, to give some context, like I said, we met in college, and we'll get into that whole story of how we know each other and all that jazz. But we both recently just left our full-time jobs and careers in like the 9-to-5 world to pursue our passions. Mine is in like entertainment and content creation, and yours?
Yes, is in music. I am a professional vocalist.
There you go. I love that. I love that. And so basically we're just both doing it full time after we've probably like cheered each other on from the sidelines since we've known each other. And now it's basically like, let's just like bite the bullet. Let's just quit our jobs, which we both kind of decided separately and then just did it and plan. Yeah. Well, you had more of a plan. I just quit. And then...
I did. But she did. But you know what? There's no right or wrong
savings.
way.
That's all I had. That's all I had going for me.
And that's important.
Yeah, right?
That's part of the plan.
And that's part of the plan. And so we're just going to document like what our conversations are like because they're really funny and they're objectively funny. It's not just because we think they're funny.
Correct. It's factual.
And exactly. And we're also going to be just checking in with each other on a week-to-week basis to see how each other is doing in our pursuit of our passions and making money at those passions. And I think this is just going to be a really good way for us to just like continue to be accountable and also check in on each other of this new world.
Absolutely. And I'm very much
it's
looking
tough.
Forward to
it's
it.
tough to be on your own. It's tough to be doing this on your own.
It is. But you know what? As we were talking about the other night, it feels so good to have people support you, yes, but also to be on the journey with you.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying to you on Friday. I was like, it's so great that we can actually check in. We were only about almost 6 months apart from the time that we left our jobs to pursue our passion. So we're literally like on this roller coaster together. Like, okay, so what's going on with you this month? How was it this week? And we're kind of like in that same it's in terms of like, time, the newness to the lifestyle and all of that type of stuff. So that feels really, really good to have people that you know and trust.
Yeah.
Right there by your side. So
because it's hard to like be doing something that not everyone around you is doing, and then you want to check in and be like, is this normal, or am I feeling what I'm feeling?
What am I feeling?
Yeah, what am I feeling? Yeah, I got a lot of feelings, got a lot of thoughts. It's just good to have somebody to check in with because there's so many people who aren't doing what we're doing. That's kind of hard to get advice or to get people to weigh in and hear you out because they just don't have the experience of doing this.
Correct.
And I think a lot of people, I don't know about you, but I think they're like almost apprehensive to like press too much because they don't want to seem like they're like not believing in what's happening. You know what I mean? They're like, well, how are you making money? You're like, how do you have health insurance? Like, I'm like, okay, come. Relax.
Whoa.
Also private.
Right. Also private.
So I think it's just good for us to have this to check in and also just talk and just catch up.
I love it. And talk we can.
Yes, we can. So two best friends. I'm based in LA.
And I am on the East Coast, New Jersey.
There we go. And I was originally from New Jersey, But that's not where we met.
It's not.
Where did we meet?
We met in my hometown, stand up Hartford, Connecticut. Um, we went to
People are
school
going to be like,
at
where's Stand Up Hartford, Connecticut? I've never heard of that.
Stand Up Hartford. That's a cool name.
That's so interesting. I never heard of that town. Wow, it's a long name because there's
um,
like, what do they have long town names sometimes in
no, seriously,
yeah, like I think
in
there's actually
Pennsylvania.
yeah.
That, that's
Oh my god. Okay, so we met in Hartford. We met in Hartford. Go for it.
yes. We both went to the University of Hartford. A great time, and we actually, I hardly know where to start, but I guess is it Red Caps? Red Caps is
Yeah.
where it started.
Do you want me to
Yes.
say it? Because I remember meeting you and you don't remember meeting me.
Correct. Yes, I think that's accurate.
But that's okay, because when
It
people
doesn't make
feel,
me love her any less.
and it doesn't make me love you any less because I'm not like feeling some type of way that you don't remember like the first interaction we had.
That very
Obviously,
first
it was very
moment.
impactful for me and it meant a lot and it meant nothing to you. But like, I,
The
no,
moment her life changed, right?
I mean, literally, there was like before Aja and after Aja. Um, so no, because I always feel like when I don't remember meeting someone and they remember meeting me and they have like a story, I always feel
Mm-hmm.
like really bad that I don't remember it, but also like there's nothing I can do to change that. So I don't really, it's not, I can't feel bad about it. I can't
Right,
go and
right.
recall the memory out of nowhere, So if
Maybe
anything,
someday it'll come back to me because it's there. It happened,
it's so traumatic. I
but
just forgot it.
I buried it deep.
Pushed. Oh my God. So yeah, so it's like there's nothing I can do. I've like stopped making myself like trying to make myself feel bad for not remembering interactions and just
Yeah.
being grateful. Like I'm so glad that you had a good interaction. I'm glad that we still know each other to be able to have this conversation. And I'm
Right,
done
right.
making myself feel bad and I never feel upset that someone doesn't remember meeting me either. It's like you never know what's happening to someone in a moment. They've got so much else going on.
Seriously.
So
Right, right, right.
I met you. Um, I want for the first time. So we were both at the University of Hartford. You were a junior going to be a senior, and I was a freshman going to be a sophomore. So we were
You were a
like
soph.
I was
Oh,
going
that's
into my
right.
sophomore year.
You were going into your sophomore year. Okay,
So
interesting.
Red Caps is an organization at the University of Hartford for orientation. So it's a bunch of undergrads who would basically be camp counselors to the incoming freshmen when they would have their
Mm-hmm.
orientation weekend. So you'd have like 24 hours and overnight at the campus. You'd come in, check in, meet other incoming freshmen. You go to a bunch of different like I don't know, info sessions, pick your college
Events, yeah.
classes,
Mm-hmm.
maybe pick a roommate if you meet someone you like and whatever. And we had multiple sessions of that. It's like a 2 week long period that this group of red caps are on campus
That's all.
and we're together all the time. It's like a ton of team building, trust falls, all that stuff.
Yeah. About
Um
how many of us are were there? Would you say it's like 50?
60 50,
Yeah,
60, something like that.
50,
Yeah, it's like a big
60.
group.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
a big group.
for sure.
And to get in, it's like 3 days of tryouts that you get called back to, called back to, called back to.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pretty rigorous process to get in to be a red cap.
Actually,
And
yes.
then relatively unpaid,
Pretty
to be
elite,
honest.
if you will. You come for the experience,
Yeah,
okay?
it's an experience. Yeah. It's not really that like fruitful financially.
No,
Um,
not at
and it's
all.
2 weeks at the end of the year. So basically, like a week after the campus lets out, then we all come back
Mm-hmm.
and do orientations. So when you are a red cap, you live on campus in like the freshman housing. And so you are placed as a young, new incoming, my first year red cap. I was placed with a roommate. Everybody has roommates. And Aja was my roommate. So I got my key when I checked in, and it was like, okay, you're going to be rooming with like Aja Wilson. Here you go.
Oh,
Here's your
right.
key. And go, yeah, forget your last name.
That was my name. Yes. I'm expecting you to say Aja Moye, and I'm like, no, that wasn't who I was at that
Oh my God.
time.
You know, honestly, what are you even saved in my phone as? I don't even know if
Oh
I ever
man.
updated it. No, you're still Aja Wilson in my phone.
Wow, really?
You
Well,
know
you're
what?
still Ellen Roomy, and it's not
See?
It's not changing. Yeah.
See? I mean, it's truly like, that's so funny.
It's
Brandon's probably like,
just a
it's
moment in
Moye.
time. Right. But for you, I won't. I have told people that before. They'll be like, "Oh, you're still in my phone as Aja Wilson." I'm like, "Oh, it's Aja Moye now." Like I love Wilson, okay, but
Yeah.
it's Aja Moye.
Wilson.
But for
I get
you,
it.
because you're still Ellen Roomy, definitely not. She lives on the West Coast, but still Ellen
I know,
Roomy in
I
my
know. We
phone.
haven't been roomies and so, you know, it's so funny. I'm so grateful. I have such good relationships with the people I've been roommates with. I feel
Mm.
like if I'm thinking about it now, and I haven't really thought about this, it does feel like a good testament to like me as a person, you know? Like,
Because I'm the common denominator.
because I'm awesome,
I must be
basically.
great to live with.
It's just like, it's nice to know that, like, you know what? This is actually a breakthrough moment. Okay, here you go, pod.
Mm. Okay.
Because I feel like sometimes I shy away from relationships because I'm like afraid that someone's going to really see me and they're not going to like what I am and who I am. But if I look
Mm.
at all of my roommates that I've lived with, they're all some of my closest
Right.
friends. Some people I
Right.
never even knew before, like you, like Catherine, my roommate in New
Mm.
York after Sarah.
Yeah, right.
Like
That was
people
totally
totally out of the blue, totally didn't know her,
right
you know, from a person on the
from
street.
anywhere.
And
Yeah.
we literally just like hit it off and became such good friends. Like I
Yes.
literally hadn't talked to her in like months. And then we were just FaceTiming the other day. She was asking me advice about apartments and
Oh.
stuff. You know, she's so sweet.
Oh.
She's so
She
sweet.
is a really sweet girl.
She is such a sweet girl. And yeah, isn't that so? What a breakthrough. Because I'm just like, you guys all saw me. You all know me.
I'm
There's no
really
way.
great.
No, I mean, like,
That was her breakthrough, people. She
no.
just found out that she's amazing. I
I
must
just,
really be the shit.
I just mean from the perspective of
Yes,
like, I'm
Ellen.
afraid for someone to see me and like see through and see all of me. But I've had
Mm.
roommates, and some of my roommates are like my like best friends, like closest friends of life, you know, like you,
Yeah.
Lynn. Like I've had these people in my life who know
Mm-hmm.
me through and through, and you guys aren't like shunning me or pushing me out to the street or some shit. So it's like,
Not at all.
I
We
must
love
be,
you. You
I
are
must be,
loved.
oh my God, I'm
I
lovable.
must be all right.
I'm lovable. Me? Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
So I'll
Wow.
file this
Why we're
under like,
just getting here, don't know.
so this is a self help podcast, I guess.
Yes, actually, you didn't know, but
Oh my Lanta. Okay, so coming back around, my roommate was
yes.
Aja Wilson, now Moye.
Hmm.
And I was like going up into the room, and I walk into the room and I see Aja sitting. I think you were like doing your nails or something, which is like apropos.
That sounds right. Yes.
Yeah. And you were
Not
on the
done today,
phone.
but
No, saying me either. Oh my God, look at the
also
both of us.
accurate.
So out of character
Mm, so out of character.
because we're busy hustling. We don't have time to sit.
Okay, working. No time to
Um,
sit.
and okay, so I saw you were on the phone again. Totally
Mm-hmm.
Aja. She was always like catching up with somebody on the phone, a
This
friend,
is true.
something, her family. And I walk in and you were just like, wave, like, hi, you're like 1 second, I'm on the phone. Um, and so I walk over and like put myself on the bed. And then I have no idea what I said. I don't know. I don't know. I think it was just like, hi, I'm Ellen type thing, but I have no recollection of that.
Yeah.
I just remember walking in,
Wow.
meeting you, and then
Mm-hmm.
we just became so close in 2 weeks of living together. And like, I
Yeah.
felt like you really brought me into the circle because there was a lot of first years that are like, you know, you're like nervous, you're apprehensive. I mean, obviously, I am very outgoing. I think I was more outgoing
Yes.
in college, but I'm
Yeah.
able to, you know, mingle and chit chat, especially if like the order of the day is like getting to know other people.
That is the point. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I feel like I'm good at that.
Yeah.
It's like it's more awkward if like you're not if you're not in a situation where everyone's like, let's get to know each other. You're more just like trying to make friends out of nowhere. That's awkward. Um And so, yeah, I feel like you just totally pulled me into the group and helped me meet people. And you were so like beloved in Red Caps. Like you were like
Mm.
very much, I don't want to use the word popular because I feel like that has like some kind of a weird connotation, but I feel like a
Mm.
beloved member of the group
Wow.
appropriately like
It's a deep
defines
word.
like who you were to the organization. Like everybody loved you, everybody had good things to say about you. You were friends with everyone. You were like
Hmm.
there was no drama, there was no like messiness with people because of course there's
We
like a
don't
little
do
bit of
it.
like sometimes there can be messiness, with
Of course,
guys
right.
and gals sleeping in dorm rooms
In the
together for
same quarters, right?
for 2 weeks,
Just
you
2
know,
weeks in
a year
college.
after
Come
like
on.
year after year if you get to know each other really well.
Right.
So
Right, right.
which
Wow.
side note, so in Red Caps we have like bigs and littles, kind of like the way the
Mm.
Greek organizations and things and like big brother, big sister type stuff. And my big was Ryan Artiglaire. Do you remember
Oh my gosh.
Ryan?
Yes.
And his
Yes.
big was Ryan Goldberg.
RTG.
Yes. And he was like there was like, three
The
underclassmen who
committee.
were like, yeah, they were like the committee. They're like the ones in charge underneath the actual official person,
Right, right. The
Suze.
adult.
Exactly. The real adult, the
The
sponsor
real
from the
adult,
university.
actually.
And they made Ryan Goldberg remembered
Hmm.
me from Red Caps when I was a freshman and that I was flirting with Ryan
Wow.
Artiglaire.
Wow. See, that's the messiness right there that I didn't
Exactly.
get
And
involved
he
in.
made
Right.
Ryan my big to make that awkward
Wow.
situation
That
like
is
sticking.
funny.
Isn't that
I love
funny?
it.
And we were
I love
called, our family tree was called
that
the
sounds like Ryan
Plastics.
Goldberg. The
We were
plus
the Plastics because Ryan Goldberg
I
was
recall.
Ryan Artiglaire's big. And we were the
Yeah,
Plastics.
yeah,
And it was like a
yeah.
joke, like a Mean Girls
Oh my
joke. Isn't
gosh.
that funny?
And what was your little's name? I remember her.
Um,
Can't.
no, him, Aaron McAlpine,
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking. No, never mind. I'm thinking of Antoine's little.
Tamara.
Tamra.
I'm still friends with
Yes,
her. I'm still
yes.
friends with
Are
Tamara.
you?
Yeah, she's got a little girl.
Wow.
She's like almost two. Her name's
She's a
Emerald.
mom?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Wow. I
yeah. Isn't that
remember her
crazy?
so well. She was so sweet. Yes.
Oh,
That.
Antoine, I
We
haven't
still
talked to
have
him in
these
so
fond
long.
memories. I just went out to lunch with him like
You
2
did?
weeks
How's he
ago.
doing?
He's doing great. He really is. It was
Oh,
so funny because, side note, so I'm headed to lunch with him, and I was on the phone with my mom, and I was just like, "Oh, mom, I gotta go. I'm about to head to lunch with Antoine," and she like, "Antoine, you're going to see Antoine?" I was like, "Yes, mom, I am." So I was like, "You know what? Stay on the phone because when I get to see him, like, you can say hi or whatever." She's like, and
yeah.
she calls all of you, all my kids. You're all her kids,
Aw,
right? So he gets on the phone with mom. She has like the time of her life. She wants to plan some type of like get together at the house or whatever. Really what that means is that's on me. Okay.
yeah.
So it'll basically be like a mini red cap reunion. And I
Oh,
was
I
like, all right,
love
mom, get
that.
ready. Cause yeah, but it was perfect because I hadn't seen him before February. I probably hadn't seen him since last February. That seems to be like our
Wow.
meeting time. But we speak, periodically throughout the year. But
Oh,
just to Ellen's point, red caps, those are the type of long lasting relationships that organization really fostered at these like crucial times in our
mm-hmm.
lives in college. And there's nothing like it. I wonder like if other schools have such an
Hmm.
organization
I'm sure there's like
where it's like actually
orientation groups, but I
yeah,
don't
but
I
I
don't
mean
know if it
like
was as
but they're
structured and
not
like
like
familial as it was.
that's what I mean. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it was super familiar, like to the point where we had family trees. Okay.
Yeah.
Ellen was the plastics. We didn't have a name. We were just cool. Um, but,
Okay.
but it was amazing. And from that spawned our lifelong friendship at this point. And,
Truly.
and actually, so that was our first kind of like organized, thing together. And
Yeah.
then that fall,
Mm-hmm.
Did you know at that time during Red Caps that you were going to, you knew at that point that you were
Yeah,
going
I
to
knew
be
I
an
was going to
RA?
be an RA in the Regents Park River
Okay.
setup. I knew that.
Right. Which, if you're not familiar, it's a resident assistant. And we're basically the police for for the college campus.
Oh my God. Truly, but like we're
Oh
not like
man. No,
we're
but
like in
seriously.
Mean Girls where the mom's like, but I'm a cool mom. Like we were
Seriously.
chill. We were not like out to
So
get
chill.
anyone. We were not like
Because you know
rule
why?
sticklers.
Because we didn't want to write reports.
No.
That's what
I
it
didn't
was.
want the
I
work.
don't I don't want to see your hot plate.
No.
So
Put it away.
I'm not trying to write this 2-page long thing. Like, you know, we're coming. Put it away.
I mean,
Whatever.
I got in trouble for leaving notes on my residents' doors, telling them when I was coming to do the room checks, the health and safety
Yeah.
checks. I'd be like, I'm coming
Oh
like
my
Thursday
gosh.
at 3:30. And then Shelby, the RD, was like, you
Oh,
can't do
Shelby,
that. You
yes.
can't tell them when you're coming. And I was like,
Well,
um,
but okay,
I'm
so I
still
guess we
gonna
had
do
like a
it.
week.
I'm still
Maybe I'll
gonna
just
do
slip it
it.
under their door this
Yeah,
time.
exactly. I'm like, I'm just gonna get their phone numbers and text them. Like,
Oh
I'm not
man.
gonna like come in
Right,
blind.
right. No. And the crazy part is they knew. So like it'd be like,
Yeah,
"Oh, we're going to your rooms between March 3rd and the 10th," but they don't know at what time during
exactly.
that time frame. But it's just like
I'm like, health and
whatever.
safety, hide your kids, hide your wife. Like,
Hide your wife and your husband.
oh my God. That was like right around that time
Oh
that that
wow.
video
That
came
was
out too.
Was it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It was like in the 2010, 11,
Oh
12,
my
13
gosh.
area.
Oh, and
Yeah.
see, you were still in school. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, okay. So
Especially so
we,
young.
so thank you so much. We'll leave the, well, I just already gave away my age. I was going to say, let's have everyone guess how old we are. We both look young. Like there's nothing like,
Yes,
we don't look,
absolutely.
I don't think our ages.
No, we don't. We look like
No.
children. Look at me in my little plaits.
Oh my God. You like, we got to get like those clips, like, the two little balls, the two
The
little
barrettes,
balls
yes.
on the barrettes. Did you
That you
have
have
those
to
when you
like,
were little with the like the
oh
double
my
balls?
gosh. You wait till I show you a picture.
I had them. I had
Did
them
I?
too. And like the like barrettes that
That
like
was my
clipped
go
in
to.
that had like designs on them and stuff.
Flowers or like, yeah.
When I was in high school, I had an internship that at my aunt's
Yeah.
daycare. And
Mm.
I was like, I had all these little kids, like 4-year-old, 5-year-olds. And this little girl, Tajay, she was so cute. She
Mm.
always had the best clips and the best, like,
The best.
themed designed hair with like lots of the little
Oh.
beads, like the little balls, the balls, not like
Yes.
beads on
Yep.
braids, like the balls. And
No,
then
the
like the
balls, yeah.
the like clip-on themed barrettes on
We
that
called them barrettes.
the barrettes. Okay. She, for Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
I'll never forget, it was like a beige theme for Thanksgiving. And it was all Thanksgiving themed. And she looked so cute. And I was like, oh, you look so adorable. She literally was like playing with my hair and she was just like, and I'm not going to affect the accent because she really was like feeling
Right,
herself. She's
right,
from
right.
Hackensack. She was from Hackensack.
Okay.
And she was like, she's like, your mama don't love you because you don't have any clips. She's like, you need to get some clips. So she said, I was like, Tajay, I'm 17. I don't wear clips anymore. I used to wear clips. I had
She said
they
your
were all,
mama don't love you.
I'll never forget that as long as I live. I was on my flip
Tashay, where
phone.
are you?
I would
Please
love to know where
DM
Tajay is
Ellen.
today.
No, seriously. Are you
The
still wearing
internet,
the clip?
please find Tajay. She was so cute. She was so
Oh,
sweet.
wow. Your mama.
So sweet. She said your mama don't love
I
you.
love that.
She's like,
Because
you
you
don't
don't have
have
no
no
clips.
clips.
Where are you? All this hair and you ain't got no clips.
Because my hair was like this. It was like long back then too. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. How funny is that? Oh, Tajay, I love
That's
her.
hilarious.
We would literally
I
have
love
nap
Tajay
time
already.
where they like right they'd have to like lay on the mats and like have nap time and they could or could just not nap, whatever they want. And you would sit with
Yeah.
them and just kind of like monitor. And I had a cell phone and she'd be like, give me your cell phone. Give me your cell phone. And this
How
was
old
like
was Tajay? She's
She was
5?
like 5. She was 5. Give me your cell
Oh
phone.
my gosh.
And this was a flip phone.
A flip, naturally.
Yeah. So like,
Of
what could she
course,
do?
at
Play
17.
Snake? I was like, what are you gonna do?
Oh,
What are you gonna do with this phone?
honestly, oh, you know what? I had such a cool flip phone when
Did
I,
you
no, seriously, in college. It was,
in college? Hey, that's where we started. Flip. We still all
that's
had flip
where it was.
phones in college.
For real. We had bars. We had the bar phones like
Mm,
first, and then it got cool to get like the razors and all that. I
yeah.
never had a razor. I never liked that phone. But
No, me
anyway,
neither.
I had this like nice black phone. It was like super sleek. It was all black, but it had a screen on the front. Kind of like today's Samsung Galaxy Flip Z. It
Okay.
was just like that. So like,
Okay.
the front part like has a screen. It was so cute. And then it had this like little thing where you can hang charms from it.
I had charms on my phone too.
Yes.
Yeah, I
They
had a
don't
little
make that
hanging charm.
anymore. Now you have to hang it off
Well,
your
my
case,
friend got
but
me a hanging charm, but you have to hang it like off of your case. So your case has to
off of
have
your
like a
case.
hook. And
Right, right,
I
right.
already broke like the cover. Can you see I already broke the cover?
Oh, no, I can't.
Oh
Oh,
shit, more of it
yeah.
just came out. Oh, God damn it. Okay, well, we're
Oof,
gonna have to deal with that
girl.
later. Okay,
Well,
so to full circle, met at Red Caps, became very
mm-hmm.
quick, fast friends to the point
Yes.
where on the like night before we were leaving, Aja knew that I was like so like obsessed with best friends forever. That she was like, oh yeah, like my dad, her dad came early, like pick up stuff,
Because I lived
and
down the street, by the way.
yeah,
At
literally
that
down the
time,
street.
I literally lived down the street.
And her dad came to like help her get stuff out of the apartment, like the room, like the night before we were all leaving. And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna leave tonight, like I'm gonna go. And I was distraught. It's Harry
Threw
Potter.
a tantrum.
Distraught. Literally. Do you remember this?
Oh, I slightly do.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You were like playing this joke on me, and I was like, oh my God, don't leave me.
No, wait.
Like, oh my
We
God. And you were
still
like,
have time.
yeah, and then you're playing a joke on me. Come
Oh
on.
my gosh. It
I
was
mean, we
so
were
easy.
I love I love like my insanity of being roommates, being like, because you would like wrap your hair because your hair was like permed
Oh
back then
my
and straight,
gosh.
and
Yeah.
you would wrap your hair like every night, right?
A doobie wrap. Yes. That's what it's called. I have to give context to the people
So everyone knows like what
who are just
what I was
listening. Maybe
seeing,
you're
what
not
we're seeing.
watching. You're sitting.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, thank you. That's such a good
Black
point.
girl with the doobie wrap at night. Okay.
And then the white girl. Okay, if you're listening to this and you haven't seen this yet, okay, Asha's black and I'm white. This is relevant
This is relevant. You must
because
know this before this
yeah,
story.
you need to know this because I literally am like,
Oh
she's like wrapping her every
gosh.
night. And this is like after we had like gotten and become very close. And then we're
Yes.
like laying in bed and I was like, Aja, like, can you wrap my hair? I was like, come on, let's try. Like, let's try and wrap my hair. And you just like started laughing at me
I'm
like you're
like,
laughing now. You're like, your hair
because it
doesn't
was
do
funny
this.
then as it is now. Your hair can't do what I do, okay?
You don't have the superpower, okay? Your hair can't do what my hair can do, all right?
No, but seriously.
And I'm
Did you
just like,
try
come
at
on,
that
let's do
point?
it. Like an idiot.
Looking like the girl from the ring at this point.
I did have really long hair.
Trying
Yeah, I
to
had
do a
long hair.
doobie wrap, right?
Oh my God. That is really so
Oh
ridiculous.
gosh. It's
So
actually
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
Ugh, I
But
just,
she tried it.
I saw a TikTok where this woman was like doing the wrap and her hair came out and it was like super like flowy and lush. And I was like, Aja, let's wrap my hair. Like in my mind, I was like, this is literally like the idiot that I was. I was like, yeah, my hair's going to do that too. So
Wow, I
stupid.
never knew about this.
Yeah, I was like, come on,
I
this
could
is
really
great.
do this.
Yeah.
No.
Well, because I
No,
would like
ma'am.
put my hair up at night and it would get a crease in it because it's before those like
Of
coily
course.
hair things. Or if I
Yeah.
twisted my hair and put it up, then it was like twisted. It would have like like waves and sleeping on my hair
Mm.
is like a nightmare. And even now, I mean,
What do you do?
I have
Yeah.
a silk pillowcase, because my
Mm-hmm.
hair is now like a different texture than it was 10 years ago. And
Okay.
it's like really like wavy and kind of like I don't know, the texture. I'm going through a transitional phase essentially. But right now what
Okay.
I do is I sleep with like loose, very loose roots, but like twisted in the like crown up so
Mm.
that when it comes down, and you can't see it because this is not good, but like
Hmm.
there's you see the kind of like
Oh
waving,
yeah, like a
curling. Yeah, so
yeah,
when like my
yeah.
hair comes down, it's like more
It has
wavy.
like a little curl at the
Yeah, a
bottom.
little curl to
Okay.
it. But
A
that's
little
like
curl.
I have to put like leave-in conditioner, I have to do like curl cream, I have to do
At
like
night? Every night?
no, when I get out of the shower, when I
Oh,
wash my hair.
oh,
I
oh.
try to
Okay.
wash it like
All
once a
right.
week. So
Okay. Oh,
it's
that's
like a
good.
good 2 day of hat days at the end of it, I gotta say.
Yeah.
It's not looking good.
Cute hat though. It's a cute.
Yeah,
It's a
no, cute
look.
hat. I posted this TikTok the other day when I was like I was walking Olive, and it was like
Hmm.
wash day. It was Sunday, I had to wash my hair. But I walked her in the morning and I was like, my hair looks so good. I was like, I had to take a video and I had to post it. And I was like, well, I'm obviously not,
Really?
literally in the video, I was like, I'm obviously not going anywhere. Like, no one's going to get to see this. And my hair looks amazing, just fresh out of bed. So I
What?
took a video
Oh,
and posted it.
I gotta do it
Thirsty,
right now.
thirsty,
So thirsty
searching for validation on the internet. Swear to God, how
because his
embarrassing.
hair.
I was like, oh my God, like
Oh my
feeling myself.
goodness.
I was like doing it in public. I was walking Olive at the
Wow.
beach.
She did that today.
No shame. No shame.
FYI. She did it today. She was
I'm like,
I
oh,
was
it
like,
happened
"Oh,
on
your hair is
Sunday.
cute." She's like, "Right? Thank you."
But you know what?
She
Women
loves a
have
good
to,
hair day, okay?
thank you so much. I
As we
really
all
do.
do.
As we all do. But women need to like
Yes.
accept compliments and not be like, oh
Yes.
no, blah, 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 blah.
No,
It's like,
no, no. It's so
yeah,
old or mm-mm.
yeah.
Right.
No,
Thank
you think
you.
I look young? Thank you. I do too. Like, you like my
I
hair?
do.
Thank you. I like it today too.
It looks great. Doesn't it though?
I mean, as I said, looking,
The
I'm like,
hair
that
is
color looks
giving.
great on you. I love your hair. Like, you look so young
Right,
too. Like,
right.
come on. What are
Yeah,
we
just
doing out in
accept
this
it,
world?
bask in it. Right.
Exactly.
That's a thing. I think we're getting better as a collective whole.
Yeah. I mean, I think because we
But
talk about
yeah,
it, you know,
yeah,
it's
seriously. Because that's
important.
been a thing. It's like, I guess people felt and still feel awkward sometimes, like
Mm,
accepting a compliment. It's like, it doesn't mean you're being vain or you're conceited or whatever. It's just like,
yeah.
it's a fact. Your hair is pretty.
It,
So,
it's
like,
like okay to acknowledge. I
it's
don't know if you remember
okay.
that scene from Mean Girls where she was like, "Oh, you're so pretty," and she goes, and I guess Lindsay Lohan's
Oh,
character is just like, "Thank you," and she's like, "So you agree? You think you're really pretty?"
right. Yeah,
Like
sorry. You think you're pretty.
as if it's like you can't agree that you look good.
Right, right. You're supposed to be like, me? No. Oh my God, no.
It's the
I have a
societal
pimple. Like,
programming.
no.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
we'll
It's
get
like
into more that.
see how
Yeah.
it ebbs and flows on this podcast. See how
Ebbs
Regents
and flows. Yes.
weekly. So okay, so after we became obviously BFFFFs forever,
BFFFFs. Yes.
at Red Caps, then unbeknownst to us, we were actually on the same resident assistant RA like team group. We were living in the
Group.
same
Yeah.
complex,
Building.
whatever it's yeah, the same building.
Complex. Yeah.
And so essentially that then turned into, and so you were an RA longer than me. So do you have any recollection of me coming in? Do you have any recollection of what it was like being an RA with me? Any
Oh, I have plenty of recollections
memories?
of of what it was like to RA with Ellen.
Okay.
Um, I remember being super excited when I learned that you were in. I was like, "Oh my god, we're going to do everything together," and we did. We did
Yeah,
all our
we did.
health and safety checks and everything. Um, what an experience! Being a resident assistant was. Let me just share my truth. So I, because I was born and raised in Hartford, very proud. Um, it kind of didn't make sense for me to like live on campus. So my parents were just like, girl, if you don't become an RA, you can just go down the street
Yeah.
and go to school and come home.
Hmm.
Okay. So I was like, oh no, like I gotta have the full experience or whatever. So I tried
Yeah.
out to be an RA. And sure enough, I became an RA in Regents, and I was in Regents because you get moved. Sometimes you can get moved from year to year. You can
Yeah.
be in Regents your first year, and then maybe back to the freshman complexes. I never wanted to be
No, that's what
in
happened
the
to me my
freshman
senior year.
complexes.
They put
Really?
me in freshman complexes, so I quit.
Ah,
I was like,
you
I'm not.
did? Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, I forgot about that. See, I wasn't
yeah.
there at that time.
I ha- I was
Wow,
like,
how dare they?
I've been an upperclassman RA the whole time I've been an RA. I don't really know
Yeah,
anything about being a freshman and the freshman issues, and quite frankly, I don't really want to
right.
deal with that. I had an
Quite
internship.
frankly.
I had an
Mm-hmm.
internship, so I had to have my car on campus, and the parking lot
Oh
for
yeah,
undergrads was so far away from the freshman
true,
housing. I
true.
was like, I am
Oh
not walking
no,
in business attire heels and like slacks all the way to
a
the
very
far
serious job.
no, seriously, to the far Lego. We'll get into that. I was at Lego. Um, it was Connecticut. But like I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
I was like I was so
no,
upset. I like
that's
railed. I
disrespectful.
railed against them. I was like railing on
Yeah.
Shelby. I was all of them. I went in. I was like this is
Mm.
so disrespectful of someone who has
Wow.
put so much time and energy into this program, and I'm going to
And
be a
this is
senior.
clearly my bag. Like I'm with the upperclassmen here. That is
Yeah.
my
And I was like,
deal. Why
I'm
would you
here to be a
at the
senior
last
team
minute?
member for
Mm-hmm.
an incoming young RA with upperclassmen. Like, I'm here to be able to do
Right.
that. And now you're going to throw me
Mm-hmm.
in and make me be like a newbie with freshmen. Like, this is not
Right.
right. This is not right.
Oof.
Yeah, I was
Girl.
pissed. And I was like, I quit. Me and
As
Lynn
you
both
should have
quit.
been.
Me and Lynn both quit. That's why we were
Ah,
roommates senior because we were both RAs. So we would never have been
okay.
roommates. But because we both quit for our senior
Wow.
year, then we decided to live together.
Gotcha.
Isn't that so
See, I
random?
didn't know that part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so
Well,
you got to live
I
on, you
didn't have
got
that
to go to
story.
campus. Well, no, you got to go to campus because thank God for RA.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So I lived on campus freshman year because you have to live on campus at least one semester in order to even apply to be an RA. So went from freshman complexes and I stayed in Regents until I graduated,
And Regents
which
were
was great. But
apartments, just so everyone's clear. Like freshman complexes were like
yes,
straight up cinder block dorms, like
dorm,
so
yes,
almost like a jail.
common
And
area. No, not really, not unlike a
no.
prison.
And then upperclassmen housing was like living room, like sort of
Little
a kitchenette
apartments.
area, like yeah, like a
Absolutely.
literal apartment, like actual good closet
Yeah.
space. Like
And the fun part about living in like Regents or Park River or even the Village, you could choose your roommates. So, like as a RA, you had was it four singles for every RA apartment?
it depended. So my first RA apartment was two singles and a
Mm,
double. And then my
okay.
second year, it was your old apartment and it was four singles.
Oh,
Yeah, it
you
was four
had my old
singles.
apartment. I kept it in
Yeah.
great shape.
Yes, you did. 311. 311.
Wow, wow. She
I
remembers the
remember that.
night. Girl, your memory is
I don't remember my
impeccable.
first year. I remember that one, 311.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And there was three floors. It was just three floors,
Yeah, it was
right?
three floors. And
Yeah. Mm.
it was in the shape of what is I think the sun
Oh,
symbol, but it
yeah.
looks like a swastika. So you know
That's
like the
true.
sun symbol that is like the opposite of a
Mhm.
swastika? Like
Yeah.
that's what it is. It's a sun symbol.
What it's yeah,
But
yeah,
from
yeah.
above, and for people who
But
aren't
it
as
could
familiar
be
with sun symbol, it looks like a swastika. It's so fucking
yeah.
weird. It's so creepy. I don't know why they did that. It's so bad.
No, but seriously, why did they do it?
Yeah.
It's
Have you seen
confusing.
on Instagram the redecoration that they have done for the apartments? They look
No.
nice. They look nice.
Really? Like in
Yeah.
Regents and Park River?
Yeah, I'll forward it to
Oh,
you. They
wow.
look really
Please
good. They did a good
do.
job. I mean, I'm sure it's all like
I want to go back.
uncomfortable furniture. I know it'd be nice to go back
Oh,
now.
yeah.
I went back
Yeah, just
like
to see how much it's improved or whatever.
I went back
Yeah.
like I want to say like 2015 or 2016 to take Julie on a
Okay.
college tour, my niece or
Yeah.
my cousin.
Aw. Mhm.
And that was really fun. That was a really cool
Yeah.
experience. Yeah. Okay.
No.
Okay, so
You
back to
just
being an
look
RA.
weird.
So we lived and
Mm-hmm.
with upperclassmen in apartments and we worked together
Yes.
and we got to go on duty together. So that meant like
Oh,
going
yes, duty.
on walking
Right.
rounds to
Being
like
on call
yeah.
for the night
Yeah, when
and
like a fire
a
alarm
lot,
would get pulled, which was often for no reason,
which was often.
for no
Yeah.
reason. And then you'd
Oh, of
have to
course
write a
not.
report.
This is college. Yes.
Yeah, in the middle of the
And,
night.
we had this atrocious ringtone for the the duty phone that would ring and you would just go to sleep
Yeah.
praying that it wouldn't go off in the middle of the night.
Dun, dun,
And
dun,
you had
dun,
to
dun,
answer it.
dun, 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 dun,
I
dun,
literally don't
dun,
want to hear that song
dun,
at
dun,
all.
dun, 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 dun. I mean,
And it
it
was
would
so loud. Oh my
because it would
gosh. It
have to
was the
wake you up,
worst.
so you'd have to have the phone.
It would have
So
to.
you would go on duty, and basically it was like 6 o'clock or 6:30 or something. You'd have to go to the main
You
office, get
pick
the
up your
keys,
keys. Yes.
get
Oh my
the cell
gosh. Wow. I
phone,
haven't gone through this whole process. I
and
haven't
then you
talked
would
to my husband
go.
in a
You
long
had to sit
time.
in the student. You had to sit in the lounge for an hour,
For like an hour. Mm-hmm.
and I don't know why.
Fireside lounge.
Yeah, fireside lounge,
That's
so that
what
people knew
Regents was
were
called.
there. And then
In
you had
case
to
they
go
had
on,
questions for me.
yeah, and then you had to go on
Rounds.
two rounds, one right after your sitting hour, and then one
Yep.
at like 10 or 11 or something,
Right. Yeah,
like before you were
exactly.
going to go to
Yeah.
bed, essentially.
Just to make sure things were copacetic
Yeah,
on
and you
campus.
couldn't like leave campus, you couldn't like leave the residential side. Like you could
No.
go like when you had week duty, basically during the
Mm-hmm.
week, it was like you were taking over for the RD, who was like the resident director of the building,
Yes.
and like that person would like
Mm-hmm.
clock off like their 9 to 5 was over essentially, and then you would pick up 5 to
Mm-hmm.
9 the next day. It's basically what it was, and you were the one that was like on call.
That's right.
Um, and
Mm.
then on the weekends, how did the weekends work? It was like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or no, it was Saturday, Sunday. It was
No,
like
I
two
think it was
days.
a day, right?
Was it a day? I
Wasn't
felt
it
like
like
weekend duty was longer, or like maybe it was just because you couldn't leave. It felt horrible. Maybe it was still
yes,
just a day.
that's no, that's what it I think
You
it was
oh,
a
you know
day,
what it
but you
was? It was a
couldn't leave and it was
full
a weekend.
day. Like you
Yeah,
got the
like a
keys at
6
6 at
p.m.
night,
to
and they
a
gave them
6
6.
p.m.
Yeah. So during the week, it was like
That's
you
what it
picked up the
was.
keys at 6 and you gave them back at like
And you
8
give
or
them
9
back in the
o'clock.
morning.
Yeah.
Correct. That's
But on
right.
the weekend, it was like a full 24 or 12
Like a
hours,
full 24 hours.
24 or something like that.
No, 24.
6
Yeah, it was
p.m. to
24.
6 p.m.
6
Yeah,
to 6.
24. And
Wow, Ellie.
you couldn't go anywhere. You weren't even supposed to really leave the building. You were like able to
No,
go eat,
seriously.
and then you're supposed to come back to the
Come
building. Because
right back.
I remember one time I was in a chapter meeting for Delta Gamma. I
Uh,
was in the sorority Delta Gamma. I was in a chapter meeting, which was in the basement of one of the complexes.
oof.
And
The cinder block
I kept running upstairs to
complexes.
check to make sure that I wasn't missing calls.
Right.
And then I remember
Oh,
something
service.
happened and I had to run out of a chapter meeting to go handle it
Oof.
and then come back. Yeah, it was so I was like, never again, never again. Oh.
It was a thing being on call, man. You had to
And
look
that
at
was
the whole like the
actually a
month
really important
schedule and
meeting. Olive, Olive, stop. Come here. Olive will come on camera at some point. That's my dog. But it was an important
yes.
meeting too because one of my friends was like being voted on being kicked out of our sorority. Like how
Oh,
insane. Isn't that
wow.
so intense?
I didn't know you could be like,
Yeah, no, it's like
jeez.
that's why whatever.
Mm.
I'm not gonna say anything about Delta Gamma. It's a huge organization.
I
I
was
don't
gonna
want to.
say because I haven't heard you mention DG in a minute, but
Yeah,
wow,
it's a big
wow.
organization that has
It
international
is,
reach, and I'm just gonna say that
and that's that. No
they
time.
keep emailing me to like verify my identity because they're like doing some like
Not your
project where they're
identity.
basically like going back and figuring out like who's inactive and like reaching out. But I'm like,
Uh,
there was like dues that you were supposed to pay after you graduated. So I'm like, I'm not going to
mhm.
verify my identity. I've got
If I didn't
easily,
pay, take a hit.
I've got like 10 years of like back money due to
Oh,
them, I'm
back
sure.
dues.
Yeah. I'm like, no, you can't find me. I don't even live in the state anymore. I moved.
No, seriously. She's on the run from DG all these years,
Oh my God.
fleeing.
That would be so funny. I can't.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah. So then
It's
we did our Ray together, which was like I think was so awesome because it gave us so much
It
more
was.
time together. I think that's the whole thing about Red
Throughout
Caps
the
that was,
year. Yeah.
yeah, like the whole thing about Red Caps that
Mhm.
was cool was that it was just people from all different like groups, organizations, like majors. Like you were in the Heart School, which was like
Yeah.
very insular in terms of like I would never have been
Mhm.
in one of your classes, like the music classes and stuff,
Right.
you know?
Absolutely.
So like
Mhm.
Com 100 or like it was, yeah, there was just like not a lot of cross pollinating academically with like people that were in Heart. So like I wouldn't have,
Right.
how would I have
Which
gotten
is
to
the
know
music
you?
school, by the way.
Yeah. It's like one of the top music schools in the country, just saying.
Dionne Warwick went there.
I
Just
didn't
want to
know Dionne
say.
Warwick went there.
How did you not know that?
Wait,
Yes.
what?
Yes, Ellen. Not her Googling in disbelief.
Wait.
Yeah. You know, a very big name. Recently inducted into the Kennedy, had her Kennedy honors. I have to watch that. I didn't watch that yet. But yeah,
Mm. It's always really cool who
prestigious
they get
school,
to
if I
perform
say.
at those things. I like the tributes.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
so amazing. I would love to do a tribute to someone.
Oh my gosh, that would be
Right?
so cool. That's
Wouldn't
a good
it?
one.
I
That's
think
a
so.
good one.
But that's a good one. I need to write that down, put it on the
You know
tablet,
what?
and make it plain.
I was thinking about you because I was watching the Grammys and what's her name? The new artist Grammy, like the one that goes
Hmm.
to like the new up
Victoria?
and coming. Yeah, Victoria Monet. And I was like, "Oh my god, she's like
Yes.
in her 30s. She's been doing her thing. She's been hustling. She's married. She's got a kid. Is she married?
Yes.
I don't know if she's married, but she's got a
She's not
kid.
married.
She's not
Mm-mm.
married, but they're like together.
But they're together. Yeah,
Yeah, they're together.
exactly.
And
Hmm.
she's got a kid and she's like just I was like looking at her because I've been listening to her music a bit now. And like
Yeah.
I was looking at her Instagram and she's like a normal human being, but then she's also like Victoria
She
Monet,
shows here. Yes.
and I'm just like,
Victoria Monet.
I was thinking about you because I was like, look at this fully formed person. She's like living her life. Her life is
Mm.
progressing. She's having kids. She's doing her thing, but she's also
Yes.
like still been in pursuit of her craft. And like she is getting
Absolutely.
best new artist in her 30s. How
In
incredible.
her 30s. No, I love that. She's definitely one of the people that I love to watch. And that whole thing, you know, she's a new mom.
Mm-hmm.
When she talks about how like her biggest hit came from a really tough time for her, the On My Mama, her
Yeah.
song, she talks about, I love her mentioning how that song came to be and everything, just during this time where she felt like maybe her dreams weren't going to come true and all this other
Mm,
stuff, because mind you, she has been in the game for a long time. She's been a songwriter, an amazing one at that.
yeah.
But her writing that song was her kind of speaking to herself, like amping herself up,
Mm,
just to be like, you know what, I really am. And it became obviously the biggest song of her career yet. And I love that she's in her 30s, which is young,
mm-hmm.
but she's absolutely in pursuit. She's a mother.
Mm-hmm.
It's so great to see. And also, there's another guy, Jelly Roll.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that
yeah,
his
yeah,
name?
yeah. Yeah, that guy. He was in the
Yes.
group too. He was in the
Yeah.
group of
Yeah.
best new artists. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think it was also, so aside from the Grammys, it might have been the Country Music Awards, the CMAs, but he won one of the biggest, you know, awards of the night at that um award show as well. And it was so great to hear him. He was like, well, ain't that about something? Because, you know, like he's in his 30s or whatever it is, and he's had this, I don't know, difficult life or whatever he
Mm-hmm.
mentioned in his write up. But it was just like, I love that the narrative around, you know, being a musician or whatever is changing. It used to be like, oh, you're 25, you're on your way out.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, but like you said, I loved what you said. You said she's is this fully formed person. And that's when you get the good stuff,
Oh,
okay?
100%.
Um
Like there's storytelling, what you're able to even talk
yeah,
about,
that's when
like
the truth comes out. Exactly. Not
lived
these like
experience.
formulated songs or whatever, like we know
They
this is
have
going
their
to hit because
place.
it's a prescription.
They're
Absolutely.
over
And we
here.
love them.
And but if
Yes.
you're someone who's got something to say, you have to have
Mhm.
like lived.
Some experience.
You know, you can't just like
You
take
have to
other
have
people's stories,
right,
you
right.
know?
So it's really great to see. It's
Yeah.
encouraging, it's inspiring, all of the above.
I
And
love
there have
that.
been plenty of examples of that throughout the years, but
Mhm.
For sure. Shout out to Victoria Monet. Let's
Yes.
do a song together.
Oh my God, I love her. I was like falling asleep to
She's
her music the
amazing.
other night. I just like putting her on and just like, so
Mm-hmm.
good. So good.
She is.
I
She's
really
really,
like
really
her.
great.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's going to be you when
Oh,
you win your Grammy, Best New Artist.
yay.
Put
Can
that
you
on
introduce
my
me?
mama,
Thank
on
you.
my hood. I look
Good.
fly, I look
Fly. This
good.
is how
Oh,
she feels about her hair.
you can't touch my bag. Wish you could. Oh, I love it. Well, because you
That
remember
song
the,
is
oh,
so great.
well, you remember from the sample, it's like, on my mama, on my hood.
On
I
my
look
hood.
fly, I look
Fly.
good. Got my
Good.
swag,
Touch my bag.
bag. Wish you could. Ugh.
It's so
I was
fly.
into that song when it
So
first came
fly.
out. So then I heard this one, I was
Right.
like, oh my God. That's a
Right.
that's
Right.
a bop and a
A
half. Bop
whole
and a
vibe.
half.
A bop and a half and a
That's
bag of
exactly
chips.
that's exactly what she wants to hear. She's like, yeah, my song's a bop and a half. That's how I want it
It's
to be
a bop and a
described.
half. Certified bop and a half.
Oh my God, like Hot 97. And now we're gonna play a
Wow.
bop and a half by Victoria Monet on my mama. Oh my God. Oh,
Wow.
that's exactly it.
So
Oh my gosh. Okay,
yeah,
so there you go. So we love Victoria Monet. Oh my, and we only
we
have like
do.
40 seconds left.
Look at that.
That went by really quick.
It
And we
went
got
by
through
so
we got
fast.
through the story of how we know each other, both doing RAs.
Yes.
We have
Yes.
probably some like interesting stories to tell about being an RA. We could probably
Oh,
do
do we?
next week. Next week on the
Yeah.
Regents podcast. We'll tell you
Next time
we'll
with Ellen and Aja.
we'll tell you about a drug bust we were a part of.
Stopping crime.
Just your local neighborhood spider women, friendly neighborhood spider women, just saving the campus
It's the
from
hand on the
drugs.
hip.
There you go. That's the time. So that's
Oh,
time.
and that's our time.
And that's our time
On a
this week.
therapy session.
We in more ways than one. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so that's what you guys can come to expect of our podcast. It's
Yes.
going to be
Mm-hmm.
very nebulous, but as you can see, it's very much a conversation between two friends.
Yes.
It
And
flows.
it definitely flows, but our conversations literally run the gamut of
Mm-hmm.
anything and everything that you could possibly think of. So if it's a hot topic, we'll probably touch on it. And it's just a good time. That's it. It's
Yeah,
just a
like the
vibe.
goal is to like just connect us, the two of us, and then if people
Mm-hmm.
enjoy, watching or listening to this, like that's amazing. And
Yeah.
I always say like if you could put a smile on somebody's face, like that's like a great thing. Like if people walk away from listening to this or watching this and they're smiling the way that like we're
Mm-hmm.
smiling at each other right now,
Right.
like that's a great
Right.
thing. So
Absolutely. If we're able to brighten someone's day, even a little bit, we'll take
So let's
that.
shout out your social so that people know where to find you,
Mm.
and then I'll like
Yes.
plug them in the video so people know where to find you for reals. Where are you on the internet?
Like, follow,
Where
and
are you?
subscribe.
It's so creepy. Where are you?
Where are you?
What's your home address?
You can find me at Aja Moye Music. That's AJAMOYE Music. Yes, my first name is a palindrome. And yeah, where am I? I'm on Pinterest. No, I'm on
I was gonna say you're plugging Pinterest.
Pinterest.
That would be like the last
Not at
one to
all.
plug.
Where am I? I'm on IG, Facebook, and YouTube.
There you go. So I will
Yes.
link.
Ellen,
I
where are
will link.
you on the
Oh,
internet?
thank you so much.
On
Okay,
the
so
internet.
I am Ellen with a Y, ELLYNWITHAY on
Uh-huh.
all social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram. Those are probably the two that matter. Twitter, X, whatever. Who cares? And
X.
YouTube. But
Mm-hmm.
my most managed accounts are my Instagram and my TikTok. My
Yeah.
TikTok has the most going for it right now.
Has the most going for
It's
it.
got the most that's going for it. Yeah. Yeah, so that's
Perfect.
where we are on the internet, and we are going to be releasing this podcast on a weekly basis. We record on Tuesdays, so the goal will be to get this up on Wednesday or Thursday. That would be like my ideal. We'll see how long it takes for
Mm-hmm.
me to edit this. And
Shout
it's
out to Ellen for her editing.
I like it. I really enjoy editing. I got to tell you, I think
I'm
I want
so
to take
glad that you
on
do.
I want to take on, so you're like, because I would not.
Because I would be trying to hire somebody. Like, can you
Oh my
please
God, you're
chop and
so
screw?
sweet. You're like, I'm going to hire someone for that.
'Cause-
All right. Well, that's the pod.
and
Thanks
on that
everybody
note,
for listening. We're just going to
yes,
keep pumping these out. I don't even know. Like, let's just do it. We're just doing it.
we're just doing it.
The one podcast I really love has like a sign off. We have to come up with like a sign off.
We
We
do
need
have to
something
come.
that's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
a thing, like
Yeah,
Regents
something cute.
related. We gotta have to think about that one. We'll
They'll
figure
have
it
to
out.
learn.
We'll figure it out.
We
But
shall.
this out. Okay. Bye.
Bye.